Alright, so next we're going to, whoa, my frame rate went down there for a second, but it's fine now. So next we're going to add the ability to pick up a game object into your hand. So we need to add another key press. To the keyboard controller. Let's see, to pick up a game object that you're facing, I'm going to go ahead and say left click. So we need a mouse, left button, and we'll call it mouse, or left mouse. So in the key control, I need to add left mouse equals count.sensors left mouse. So now when I left click, we should be passing the string. Ooh. I'm going to turn debug on for a second just to make sure this is working. Yep, there we go. One thing we're going to want to add an always sensor to init this thing. Same with this guy. So you'll notice down here, left mouse appears in act, so does Q. So that's set up. So now inside the actor controller, I'm going to grab and duplicate this part. And I'm going to make it so it passes a list instead of a string. So now when I left click, stuff should happen, but it's not. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Still ending up with some problems. Oh, I'm silly. No, left mouse, left mouse. So Q works, but not left mouse. That's strange. So I'm just going to do print on act. See what it says. Left mouse. Boy, that's strange. Oh, duh. There's an else statement missing. I wasn't hitting anything is what the problem was. I am silly. Okay, so there we go. So now we've set up left mouse to cast array, and we're not going to want to look for actor. Instead, we're going to want to look for item. And we want the array to be a little bit longer. All right, so now we're casting array. So now we have set this up to be a cube rigid body, and we're going to give it the property item. So now this array should detect this guy. So see, it's red, blue. So yeah, it's detecting the item. So if on hand held equals empty, why don't we do equip instead? This is probably a better idea. So there we go. So now if you're not holding an item, then cast array. So we'll see if that works. It doesn't. Is instance bge.types kx game object on hand equip. There isn't an own hand equip yet. So oh, there we go. Alright, we're still not getting it. Semicolon. There we go. So now we're casting array and we're detecting the thing if our hand is empty. So now we're storing the object we hit as the equipped item. So inside the game object, we're going to add a property called offset. That's a vector. It's actually a list. So 0, 2, 0. So now, oops, so this is the hand. This is its y-axis. We're going to move this object out to here, like 2 units out in front of the hand. And then So we'll see if this works. There we go. So it moves it to 2 units out on the y-axis of the hand. So I didn't add the backup movement yet. There we go. Ooh, I dropped it. Orientation. There we go. So now it's oriented to match the hand and parented. So now we've picked up an object. So we're going to set on timer equals 30. So right now, if you left click again, that's what will happen down here. We're going to write foo equals bar so that this doesn't throw an error. But later on, this is going to be where we're going to fire weapons and stuff. We're going to need to add another key press for dropping items. So right now, if you're looking at an item and you left click, you'll grab it. Like this. So now, in the keyboard controller, I'm going to add another key. The 1 key. We're going to name it 1. And then in the keyboard controller, I'm going to add 1 equals const.sensors 1. And then I need to add it to the action list. So there we go. So now when we press the 1 key, it should send 1 in the action list to the target actor. Easy way to check that. There we go. It's not working. Oh yeah, there is no easy way to check that because I made it so that the property is a list instead of a string. So just to test that it's working. And so there we go. You'll notice right here in actor act, when I press the 1 key, 1 appears there. So that's what we were going for. So now left mouse, Q, and now we have 1. So now in the actor controller, if 1 in own act and own timer equals 0. I'm going to get rid of not right here. So if you're holding a valid game object, own hand equip dot remove parent own hand equip equals empty. So now we have the ability to drop an object, or we should. So left click, we picked it up. Left click again, it doesn't do anything. 1 key, we drop it. So there we go, we can pick up and drop objects. 1 key again, and we dropped it. Alright, I'm going to add the ability to back up real quick. I'm just going to duplicate this real quick. I'm going to add elf. So else if. And right here, we're going to do greater than 5. There we go. So that should work. Nope. Oh, less than. There we go. So now we can go forward and backwards. And we can pick stuff up, and we could drop it. And I could switch actors. And then this guy could pick that up and drop it. So that's all working. So actor swap, pick up, drop.